Hello students, good morning to all of you. Students, in today's class we learn in Unit 2 topic EMF and the grouping of cell. Okay, in the previous class we learned about the resistance and their combination. So we start with the topic EMF and terminal potential difference, and then after grouping of cells. Grouping of cells. Okay. Here we have the first we understood about cell. Okay. As you know that cell is provide the potential in the circuit, okay, by the chemical reaction. First we understood about the manufacturing of cell. Suppose we have a container, okay, and the two electrodes are placed in the container like that. One is the carbon electrode and one is the zinc electrode. This is zinc rod and this is carbon. Okay, and the electrolyte used here is dilute H2SO4. Okay, why we are using here dilute H2SO4? First, this is positive and this is negative. So this one is work as anode and this is as cathode. Okay. Now, as we know that H2SO4 when oxidized it breaks in when H2SO4 oxidized or heated up, then it will break as 2H plus ion and SO4 double negative ion. Clear? It is observed that the energy required of formation of H2SO4 is 100 Joule, for example. Okay. Now, when this H2SO4 react with zinc rod, then it forms ZnSO4 and hydrogen gas is removed or released in the form of solvents. It is observed that it has energy about 100 Joule, and ZnSO4 required energy to form one molecule of ZnSO4 is about 70 Joule. Okay, then we find that the 30% energy is released in the chemical reaction. This is actually the source of this released energy is the source of the potential of a cell. Now we understood here when the zinc mode is kept in a electrolytic solution of dilute H2SO4, then it is oxidized and it is observed that Zn become Zn2 plus ion with removal of 2 electrons. Okay. When ZnSO4 is reduced, then it is observed that Zn become positively charged ion with removal of 2 electrons. Okay, and first reaction we have here. So when the reaction is continued in the cell and Zn reduce H2SO4 and form the new amount ZnSO4, then we observe that the two ions Zn2 plus and SO4 2 minus ions are continuously released in the equation. So it is observed that, as you know all, that the negative ion is moved towards anode, SO4 double minus ion is moved towards the anode, and the positive ion, that is Zn2 plus, is moved towards cathode. Okay. Now as they move from negative to positive, negative ion, and positive ion from here to here, it is observed that the hydrogen gas is released from the cell. Okay, and the two ions form a bridge in the electrolyte. This bridge is known as the internal resistance of cell. Internal resistance of cell, and denoted by small r. Okay. Now here we have the two situations. These are the two electrodes, one is positive and another is negative, and when we join some circuit, here is voltmeter, with the help of a key, and this is bulb. Okay, now just understood. The reaction is continued, but key is not used in the plug key. So the circuit is termed as the open circuit. Okay, and in the open circuit, the motion of negative ion from the negative terminal or electrode to internal resistance R to the positive ion, okay, is the EMF of cell or terminal potential difference of cell in the open circuit, and this is known as EMF. And when the key is applied here, so we observe that this bulb is closed and the bulb takes some amount of current from the cell, and if we apply here a voltmeter, then we get the value of the terminal potential difference is just smaller than the value of the EMF of cell. That means that I will write here first EMF of cell. Okay, right. The EMF of cell is defined as the maximum potential difference between the two electrodes when no current is drawn from the cell, and called terminal potential difference in open circuit. Okay, so EMF of cell is the terminal potential difference in open circuit. Okay, next लिखिए terminal potential difference. Right. Terminal potential difference of a cell is defined as the potential difference between the two electrodes of the cell when current is drawn from the cell. That means terminal potential difference is the potential difference of cell in closed circuit. Okay, now third one is internal resistance. Okay, right. The internal resistance of a cell is defined as the resistance offered by electrolyte and the electrode of the cell to the passage of electric current through the cell. It is denoted by a small r. Okay. So just remembering point R. And students, you also know when ZnSO4 react with hydrogen, you will get no reaction. Okay, why no reaction? Because it has energy 70 joule only, and when it reacts, so it forms H2SO4 and required energy is about 100. But ZnSO4 provide only 30 joule. So this reaction it takes place when the energy is given, which means when the heat energy is given to the reaction, then we find the H2SO4 is formed, but usually there is no reaction between the two. And as well as you know also in the chemistry that the hydrogen is low in the reactivity series than the zinc. So this reaction is not take place in the cell. Now we understood some points on the internal resistance. Two things are very clear, that the EMF of cell is equal to the maximum terminal potential difference when no current is taken, which means maximum terminal potential difference of a cell is equal to EMF in the open circuit, and terminal potential difference is equal to the EMF in the closed circuit. Okay, now effect internal resistance of a cell is depends upon, okay. So first write distance between the electrodes. If this is the distance between the electrode, then it is depend on the distance between the electron. As the distance increase, the obstruction also increase. Okay. Next, nature, concentration and temperature of electrolyte. The nature, concentration and temperature of electrolyte. Okay. As the concentration is changed, you observe the chemical reaction is also changed. Okay. Then we get the internal resistance is increased, or increase in resistance, we get the current is decreased. Second, the nature of electrode. It is also depend on the nature of electrode. Next, the area of electrode immersed in the electrolyte. The area of electrode immersed in the electrolyte. Okay. As the area, just write the increase in area. The increase in area of electrode, internal resistance of cell decrease. Internal resistance of cell decrease. Okay. Write a note. For a newly formed cell, the internal resistance is very small. The internal resistance is small. As the cell is used, its internal resistance increase as more use of cell. Okay. Next student we have relation between important relation between E, V and R. EMF of cell, terminal potential difference of cell, and the internal resistance. Okay. As you know that according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Okay, where I is the current drawn by the circuit, because the current is provided by the battery or cell. So we are using in place of this potential difference EMF of cell, which is equal to E upon R equivalent. Just I will form the circuit. This is resistance, this dotted box gives the idea of the cell and its internal resistance. Okay, this internal resistance is R and the potential of this cell is E. Okay, now you can easily calculate from here that the total resistance in the circuit. Total resistance in the circuit, which is equal to R equivalent and the two resistors, internal resistance of cell and the applied resistance, are in series, and in series combination it is sum of the individual resistances. Therefore, current in the circuit, current in the circuit is EMF upon total resistance. Okay, and we have the value of EMF is equal to E and the value of total resistance is R plus small r and is equal to current I. Now calculate the result for EMF. E is equal to I R plus small r. When you multiply it inside, then you will get IR plus I small r. You know about this, it is equal to V. Therefore, you get here that V plus IR. Now calculate the value of V from here. Therefore, you will get V is equal to E minus IR. So this is the first relation between the internal resistance and the EMF of cell. Okay, now from this equation we calculate the value of this internal resistance. How much is the value of internal resistance? So we have E minus V equal to I into R, and from here for calculation of I, now this V is taken as common and we get E upon V minus 1 equal to IR. We need to derive the equation for the value of internal resistance. Therefore, you will get R is equal to V upon I E upon V minus 1. Okay, then this internal resistance is equal to R E upon V minus 1. This is the value of internal resistance of the cell connected in the circuit. Okay. Now, next we understood about some important points or grouping of cell. Then we form their formula. Grouping of students, we have two types of grouping. One is series and another is parallel. Okay, parallel. So first we understood about the rule of grouping. Rules. Okay. When we discuss the grouping of cell in series, then we have first rule, the equivalent EMF of combination of cell of series combination of cell is equal to the sum of individual EMF of cell. Sum of individual EMF of cell. Suppose we are adding the two cells. Let two cells of EMF E1 and E2, therefore equivalent EMF is equal to E1 plus E2. Okay, and if E1 equal to E2 equal to E, then we get equivalent EMF is equal to 2E, and if n such cells are connected in series, n cells are connected in series, therefore the equivalent is given by NE. Okay, in parallel, first point is rule. When two or more cell are connected in parallel combination. Okay, then their equivalent EMF is equal to the EMF of any cell. EMF of any cell. That means if two or more cells are connected in parallel combination, having value E1 equal to E and E2 equal to E, okay, with resistance, internal resistance R1 R2, the equivalent resistance is equal to only E. Clear? And in this case the equivalent resistance is given by R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2 as the parallel combination of resistance, and for this the equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2. So these are the rule of the grouping of cell. Okay, thank you.